Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're looking at Left 4 Dead 2. This is the 2009 game. I wanted to load immediately into the game so that you could see the cutscene. So we can start that way. I'm gonna try and not repeat the mistakes of the past like I did for Left 4 Dead 1 and have a large rant at the start of the first episode, or zero episode. I've turned on subtitles, which I don't know why the subtitles...
Report unusual behavior. Barricade your homes.
Subtitles look much better than Left 4 Dead 1.
Infected individuals.
Here we can see there's four new characters.
Kill all sons of bitches. That's my official instructions.
I would like to say these characters look way less interesting than the first four characters. So is that a hunter?
This is some grim shit we got ourselves into. Get back, get back!
Looks like we've got new zombies. A much more cartoony much more cartoony look.
Maybe the
less
helicopter.
Trying to make it.
Maybe it's made of chocolate.
I'd say for 1 year older, the graphics look better than 1 year older.
Hello? Oh, this is not happening.
Anyone here?
This is not happening. This is not happening.
Aren't they supposed to be saving our asses?
Looks like there's been a change of plans.
The idea of airstrikes. Yeah, we've got new monsters, super zombies, creepy clowns, new main characters, infected people in different outfits, which maybe means something, but probably doesn't. There's a smoker, so we know at least where some of the old characters are coming back. There is an issue certainly around the idea of this game potentially getting constant support and updates and new characters. That would be the real way that you would
Kill all sons of bitches, right?
that would be the way you would keep this game interesting for the long run. This is a much longer intro with a lot more character development in the four playable characters compared to the first four groups of the Left 4 Dead 1 characters. But honestly, you're also throwing away a lot by having it where you're playing as new characters, with the only slight downside that you have to make the assumption that everybody survived in the first game, canonically speaking, and you wouldn't want to ruin that idea and have a situation where the entirety of the group felt like they had died in the first game, or one of the characters, even though there was that sacrifice DLC where obviously one character did have to sacrifice themselves. What is shocking about this for Left 4 Dead 2 is that according to this, there was a blog update on September 24th, 2020. So they've either been adding, like, according to this, Last Stand update has officially arrived. New campaigns, survival maps, achievements, melee weapons, and how much more can be played officially. That seems like a ridiculous thing to still be adding content to the game. It definitely would make more sense though. Left 4 Dead 1, infected skins also. Like, I guess maybe there is a small community of people that were playing Left 4 Dead 2, whereas when we tried to play online for Left 4 Dead 1, it seemed like it was We were able to get into games, I will say that. We didn't have any trouble loading into games, but it didn't seem like a game that I think the main core audience would have still been playing. They probably jumped over to Left 4 Dead 2. And you would kind of need, during this time, you would kind of need something that was like a season pass, where there would have just been real concrete plans to add more content. And it would be very shocking if I jumped into a game here and there was, say, 50 different types of mutated zombies and 100 different types of weapons, and just like a massive amount of feature creep. As far as extras, we have credits and developer commentary. We'll check that stuff out later. Add-ons could be added if you went to the Steam Workshop. This does have Steam Cloud support. It pointed that out. As far as video, it mostly got everything I wanted. It didn't, however, turn up all of the anti-aliasing and filtering, but it did have it at 1980. It didn't have shader detail at very high or triple buffering. So unless that really does push us to a very far distance. There is 101 achievements in this game, and if that says anything like the first game, it's probably unlikely you would get all of them. There's seemingly now melee weapons. Looking at this achievement, 8 of them, whereas there was only just pushing people back with your gun in the first game. So major improvement there. Let's see. There's 4 types of uncommon infected, which seems to be now a middle class between special infected and regular infected, which this, I suppose, isn't actually a zombie game. Seems like you still have to play a lot of survival and versus to get everything. Collect 100 gas cans in scavenge. So scavenge is a new mode, not to be confused with survival. Survive the passing campaign. So several campaigns. Play 6 mutations. Seems like there's several things you can do there. Several options, way more than 6. Let's see. Complete the sacrifice. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up doing very similar levels to the first game. Find golden crowbars hidden in Left 4 Dead 1 survival maps. Which, okay, that does mean that some of the maps of the first game are coming back to this. You probably would be a fairly different experience to play the first of the maps with even a slight visual change to make it more cartoony, which is the right move to make it more of an action experience and less of a horror experience. Here we have 53,599, which I think may be one more zombie that you would want to kill over your entire gameplay. I think the odds of that are still severely low. Let's see. And then there is a Half-Life 2 Episode 2, I think, achievement. We have to carry this gnome all the way to the end of the game and launch it into space from the beginning of the game, and apparently there's something similar there. Alright. Let's see. Last Man on Earth seems like a mutation. Some of these are not being explained well at all. I want to play campaign. Play through a campaign, an online campaign online. I don't want to actually play online though. So is this the trade-off now that in Left 4 Dead 2 In a real apocalypse, good teamwork is all you have. Versus realism versus survival. Versus survival. Scavenge. Match. Alright. So it's got to be under campaign. So it is, single player is just hidden under this. We do have full controller support, it seems, so far on the menu. Which that is nice. Still want to play as easy. We have Nick, who seems to be kind of a sleazy rich guy, maybe mobster, or gangster. We have Rochelle, who's playing as the token female, although not token minority, because Coach is also African American from the looks of it. And then we have Elias, who's the country character. So Coach is kind of the old guy that is somewhat like Bill, although Coach just seems to be probably a football coach more than a military vet. Rochelle is obviously the new Zoe, younger and from the female perspective. Nick, I suppose, is replacing the motorcycle guy with all the tattoos, which honestly, the motorcycle guy with all the tattoos in the first game, it was kind of crazy for him to have all those tattoos, because that's a lot of texture to animate that people aren't going to see much of. And then Elias is going to be the country character, kind of in direct opposite to the more office worker character. So I guess we'll just start with Nick. And then campaigns, we've got a lot more here than what the first game offered, which definitely makes an argument to simply have skipped Left 4 Dead completely and just played Left 4 Dead 2. So No Mercy, for instance, here was the first campaign, and you are back to Bill, Zoe, Lewis, and Francis. I'd forgotten Lewis, and so you do play as the same characters. So what we will want to do is we'll have to make a decision if these second half of the listings here matter or not. Because what I guess probably happened here is you had this, this, and this. And then maybe you also had Hard Rain in the parish on day one. Or maybe this was slowly over the course of the first year these were released. And then at some point these may have been slowly released, and these may very well not play any differently at all, which would be really dumb. And then Coldstream is new, so who are you playing as? You're playing as the new characters under Coldstream too. And then Last Stand is clearly the new last one. And that when they released Last Strand, that probably the Last Stand, not Strand, that probably is the point where they are completely just admitting that they aren't going to go any further. It seems to me like there's not really that many more chapters, because the gameplay balance concept still probably falls apart if you have more than 4 sections. And I do remember playing this, come to think of it, because there's that car in the mall that I vaguely recalled and thought was in the first game. So I definitely did play some of this. Let's just hop in. We don't have any more setup. They're not doing the players' names over the screens. Now it's down in the lower left. But yeah, I would like to see more zombies. I'd like to see everything play a little bit better. I'd like to see this game I just got the No Malone achievement. I have no reason to know why.
Get back here!
Okay, helicopters don't come back when you yell at them. Valuable lesson. You three tuck that away for later. Now grab a weapon and follow me. This goddamn building's on fire.
Oh, I think there's an evac station in the mall.
Good enough for me. Grab a weapon, let's go.
Well, we got a problem here. Why in the world would the gamepad be disabled for in-game and then enabled in menu? I guess it makes some sense that you would have
We
a...
better arm ourselves. I hope you three know how to fight.
Let's
Now
go
look
ahead
at-
and take one of these. So do we not just have a melee gun? Like, wow. My guns, I can't find a button to bring them up. Like, this shouldn't be this hard. Oh, so you literally cannot use the melee weapon. Press Y to select weapon item. Well, you have infinite bullets, right? Pistols have unlimited ammo. The skybox here looks better, but it's still fairly foggy for 2009. It's still... It seems like they probably heavily improved upon the Source engine, and in all fairness to the Source engine, I think they had it just consistently had people at Valve working on games, it probably could have gotten fairly good. This is insane though. Like, I gotta try this, but the idea that you can't have a gun is just like insane. Alright, we'll see. We're getting tutorialized.
People.
See, this feels very much like Dead Island. Now they've adjusted the stairs so you can walk under them. And there we have a sound effect that I don't know if that was weird physics or because of a higher resolution, or this is a lot of blood on screen. So that's
They smell worse dead.
some kind of charging character. Alright, I'm at like 98% health. So the zombies have this kind of real lack of ability to actually hurt you. From the looks of it, this feels very much like just a direct copy of the Dead Island, the Dead Island hotel.
Chest paddles here. If my friends ever saw me using a cop's gun,
Defibrillator revives dead players. Let's not grab that yet.
according to this map, there aren't a whole lot of options.
That seems fairly loud. Still feels like we'll just try to go ahead and kill zombies with like every melee weapon we can pick up. Just for the fun of it. Yeah, this feels like a better version of that game Zombie
Defibrillator here.
to Zombie also.
Look out now!
I
How the hell did they capture this thing already?
guess this was supposed to be a map. See, this door doesn't open. Interesting. I'd kind of like to see something more of an indicator that doors don't open other than the handles are missing. Like that's really specific that you'd have to notice.
Everybody grab a weapon.
And these characters are in a lot more talky now. And I guess the question will come down to, are we going to hear more of the audio cues? Or is that something that's going to happen less and less? It seems like it's fairly consistent.
Is that a bottle of puke?
Alright, Boomer Bile.
Got a chainsaw.
There we go. I don't want to carry this noisy thing. I think I'm going to probably turn down the audio. It seems very loud. Here we go, just a real shiv. If anything, is there a way to throw a weapon? No, that would be your next thought, certainly, though.
Hey, we gotta find the stairs.
If you were going to go this route, is that you
Damn
would
it,
want to
elevator's
be
out.
able to throw weapons. Can you jump down that way? I don't think so.
Hey, football man. Is this a relative of yours?
Here we go.
Nasty shit.
Like, like the swing ratio here is not really high enough. Alright, so this guy gets on your back and basically jockeys you, which I think that is the name of that character.
Let's find another way. This suit's flammable.
This is a decent example of we'll just once again run this way and see if we can kill somebody. This first level clearly is designed to be an example of trying every single kind of weapon. Everybody's coughing. Let's see.
Puke in the hole.
So now the zombies attack each other with the puke in the hole.
That can't be a bottle of puke, is it?
So that's an interesting twist.
Is someone beating a horse?
Let's see what this does.
Hey, watch out!
Slows down things. Adrenaline slows down the whole game, so I don't know how that would really play in multiplayer other than it probably makes your character like move faster.
I'm a reload. Pills here.
Does this go any further this direction? Does this go any further that direction? No. I'm seeing in the level designs a much more separated level, a lot less areas that just feel like respawn closets. There is a more cartoony, like slightly better design to the environment. Each of these characters kind of have some bright colors to make them stand out more visually. So that guy just grabs you and pummels you downward.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and
Find me some real first aid.
see if we can find.
Pipe bomb!
Interesting. You see, this level feels a little too much like the previous level. Although, in all fairness, this is what I had wanted to see with Dead Island
Adrenaline shot here.
in that first sequence, and you really don't do that. You kind of run fairly quickly, and you kind of have to run fairly quickly to
Get after
leave
the ledge.
the hotel in Dead Island, and you just never get back to it. This is a slightly better environment. And then this is still locked up. You can see in the fire effects they're pretty decent. The glass break effects are not anything amazing by modern standards, but they're fine. You set yourself on fire fairly easily. Did I? Like, it seems like the floor is exactly the same though. Like, this feels far too much like we are going in the exact same place, and that I didn't actually go down the stairs. Which, in all fairness, I guess you would want some of that. It would be a effective way to. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and decide to turn down the audio. Game volume 5, 1, 2, 3. I'll leave the music up. Let's go to about that. And let's see how that works. And anytime you find a handgun, I think you can double handgun, unless this is a different kind of gun. This is a different kind of gun, so you can't dual handgun on this one. Interesting. So we've got different kinds of handguns. Yeah, this is a hand cannon. So the idea here is you are going to be allowed infinite ammo. Here we can see people are sleeping in the hallways. That might be where we're supposed to be going.
Adrenaline shot here. Look.
So now the left stick, really, when you click that, only says look.
Check it out.
And they have a couple of lines of dialogue to break that down so it's not completely repetitive. But, and we came this way, right? There's something somewhere. Like, sounds like a big gargantuan character, but I cannot find it. Wouldn't it be weird? So yeah, take a look at how many triangles you get when you break it. It's very large triangles.
Technically, you're not supposed to use an elevator. But Nick, my name's Nick. Y'all did good. What are your names?
Ellis. Nice to meet you, Nick.
If we're all getting to know each other, my name's Rochelle.
Go to work.
See, and apparently I can't talk or trigger any talks by clicking left stick. Everything's getting foggy and smoky in here. And we have in-game conversation happening.
All right, enough chat. Get ready.
Throwing a pipe bomb.
Here we have a whole bunch of zombies coming. A lot of shove them back when you do have a gun, so you still have that feature. Healing yourself takes a little bit less time, and the animation has been slightly improved. I'm not a fan of the fogginess and the fire smoke effect here, but it is being used to the proper effect, so I can't really complain about it. And now, I guess you can have two guns. So I guess the question would be, as far as melee,
Well, this is unexpected.
like this whole place is burning down, and
We can get
I
through
assume
here.
you're not really on a timer, and you can just
Guns.
play for as long as you want to. This definitely makes a better advantage of
Shotgun, you complete me.
this takes better advantage of the flashlight concept. Whereas the flashlight was only used in the darkness of the first game, and it was barely used, and it wasn't. It felt like one of the many things that are just there because it seems to me like the I'm on fire animations still pretty much are the same. Like, and it's not super surprising that they wouldn't put a whole bunch of different animations or new animations around the old characters in favor of instead making new characters and having new animations around the more interesting and more important new special infected characters. This feels like a real video game puzzle. I'm maybe getting friendly fired.
Reloading.
We're getting a lot of tutorialization here. Hopefully that is throughout the course of the entire save game, and I don't get tutorialization every time I start a new scenario. But yeah, this feels like a real maze of a burning building, and if anything, I would
Place is burning up fast.
potentially argue that they are maybe trying to hide the fact that these are very bland environments, and that it's just white walls with a few pieces of furniture. And
Heads up.
okay, there is now an acid effect on top of fire effects. Right.
Heads up.
That
Wait up.
got me down to a fairly low amount of health.
Better.
It'll be interesting to see if
Puke in the hole.
Reloading.
yeah,
I can always use these.
it'll be interesting to see if there's a better experience now with single player. See, yeah, this is still going to be an issue. I'm still going to run up to every single door and try and use them. I imagine we can't do anything with phones, although we now know there's collectibles, so there is a possibility of secrets. That gnome achievement must be something that you get for either playing the game with somebody else, which I haven't done, so that wouldn't make any sense, or your friends having that achievement, thus it's like a viral achievement. Notice that the safety area here is marked right next to the door. Maybe you get that achievement for owning the first game. That would make some sense. Although it's fairly unfair to give an achievement to people just because they owned the first game or played the first game. Particularly in this age when you couldn't have potentially bought the first game, played it for 2 hours, and then refunded it.
What do you say we pay it a visit?
I guess living here is finally paying off.
Mister, I don't like your attitude.
Whatever.
So we're gonna have actual conversations and character development, it seems, all throughout here. Interesting that there's a respawn cabinet here. Here we can see the physics of the source engine, not perfect by any means. So do I want faster bullets or stronger bullets? I think you probably want stronger bullets if you're going to be using the bigger gun to you might as well heal yourself up to full 99. There's no reason not to. And then Rochelle or Coach. Let's see.
We ready?
Quit moving around. I've seen one.
Yeah, you might as well just heal up your teammates.
Yes.
While you're doing that. I think the audio needs a little bit more. So we'll go there. Try that out. Still have these weird, I guess at this point you'd say iconic exit doors.
My buddy Keith once, he was shooting crows, but the police were too busy tear gassing him to ask what he was doing up there. He screamed for an entire year every single time he opened his eyes. Oh man, at first it was funny, then he just got sad, but then it got funny again. Oh man.
So apparently they're gonna break into also conversations at certain points. Yeah, these are better models, certainly.
What are we waiting for? Let's go. Reloading.
So the question will come down to, what does the outside look like now? Here we have walls blocking our vision.
Reload.
Here we have the FEMA equivalent of CETA. This
Reloading.
is initially looking like a...
Are those guys fireproof?
like, let's see, can't crawl under there? Interesting. So now that the smoke is gone, we're gonna have to start to really see
Reloading.
what's gonna happen here. I wouldn't be surprised if we started to see more of these
Boomer
zombies
file here.
lying on the ground and then standing back up.
Hey, I'm reloading.
It seems like it's a much more natural experience.
Adrenaline shot here.
Yeah.
Reloading.
Reloading.
A lot of these textures and models, like we saw these fences before in the first game.
Reloading.
It seems like maybe what they've decided to do is get rid of the gargantuan in favor of having a mini gargantuan. Which that might work a little bit better. It still feels like the gunshots are too loud though. And I would like to be able to turn down the violence, the gunshot sound effect in favor of the other sound effects. Here we've got the generators. It's an interesting visual where you have to potentially try and shoot the jockey off the other enemy, your companion.
That fixed me up real good.
He just healed a lot. And then they put these greenery here to block your view. Still a major problem as far as like skyboxes. Just a lot of clouds, a lot of fog, and not a lot of actual gameplay. And it felt like a lot of those zombies were just coming up over that fence out of nowhere. Which we're still running into that as a situation. There is more variety in the things they're animating, but this outdoors area still feels fairly linear, fairly small. One will hope that as they made more levels, they can make it more
gotta get over that bridge.
Interesting. Yep. Let's see. Let's go ahead and
down here.
Throw that. Do that.
Nice.
Pick that up. Hit that. And see, as it gets bored, the audio cues seem to be a little bit less, which is fine. Notice how that guy managed to jump up and move in the air to avoid being shot.
That's what they call a boomer.
I'll say though, it does feel like the audio now comes in and comes out way too often.
Holy! Fight amongst yourselves.
There we go.
Friendly.
So that's a tank, huh? Jesus, that thing is huge.
That was some epic shit right there.
So yeah, here's your respawn area,
here.
which now respawn closets seem to have actual value to them. So I guess maybe I could have chainsawed. And if I pick up that gun, do I get bullets? Apparently I can't. Although that would feel very right in the gameplay mechanic.
Mall must be close.
Here we have an interesting split where I am not sure which way to go. And it's not till you get fairly far in this direction do you realize you're in the wrong direction. We have trucks now as models.
Adrenaline shot here.
I assume there's supposed to be some hidden path. Paths where zombies can spawn over in this direction. Where, yeah, I guess you can come over here too.
Reloading.
There, I just got another achievement.
Reloading.
I don't know if you really need a stronger gun
Weapons
here,
over here.
though. Or if the faster guns aren't fine, because worst case scenario, the faster guns take 2 shots and then you're doubling your reloading if you versus it only taking 1 shot. Although I suppose if you're a bad shot, clearly the move is to have the faster guns. Like there's really no debate there. It also now
You're getting the hang of this, Ellis.
throws you into the gun. It gives you back what gun you had equipped when you throw an item
Over this
versus
dumpster.
there you go. That's a good place to throw a pipe bomb, I suppose. But when you throw a pipe bomb, it still gives you your default stronger weapon, which I suppose that's just because they wanted to maintain legacy things. And I am like going through 2 or 3 people, and since a lot of zombie when they are rushing are lined up in these lines,
There's a spitter around.
it does make a lot of sense to have something that... Yep, let's see if we can shoot that. Nope, nothing happens. That moves when you shoot it. These were probably in the original game, and that's why they're stuck to the ground, where the smaller cones have physics on them.
Molotovs.
Molotov. We haven't thrown one of those yet, so we're just trying to go through everything.
Hunter. Throwing a Molotov.
We'll just come over here and see that basically nothing happened. They're kind of limited to only be able to spawn in a few places.
Got a hunter!
We got pills here.
Now we're back to very dark. Yeah, we need to fix this too. So we're gonna have to do some tweaking. Film grain amount, no. Brightness. Third-party video technology, gamma correction on your screen. Interesting. So I cannot adjust the brightness. Either because I have just modern technology or what. I have no idea. It seems a mistake to be able to not be able to adjust that, because I'm telling you right now, some of this looks bad. It's too dark. Go ahead, throw that out. Combat rifle.
Everybody grab a weapon.
That's what we want. Bullets. And we've got some pills.
Jump onto the truck.
Here we have some police cars. Do the alarms go off when we shoot police cars? No. Here we have the porta potties that we saw in the first game and didn't see a lot of usage for.
So that's a charger, huh? You know what they say about zombies with one big arm?
I hear a witch. It would make sense, though, for there to be a new special infected that would make a mimic sound of a witch.
Throwing a pipe bomb.
Like, where's this witch? Thought she was over there. It'd be funny if the witches are now like hidden in a far distance area. The witches are now way weaker, at least on easy.
All right, now I'm back.
And maybe I blew up that character, or maybe I missed her with the explosion. This is the new female special infected, and we've got a butt showing, which, in all fairness, since they were showing naked butts of male zombies, this seems like it's accurate. Although that's just a lot of cleavage, and frankly, this new zombie is supposed to look like, I think, a trailer trash type character. Here we have major dismemberment effects. Let's see, can we find the witch specifically amongst this? Not really. I don't know which one of these would have been the witch. This is probably the witch. And if this is the witch, she seems to be slightly more clothed. But also I think the boomers have been slightly changed. So we're going to have a little bit less of a split there.
That gun store's around here somewhere.
The first game, the witch was the only real female zombie other than just general infected model, female office lady zombie. And she was oddly in her underwear when nobody else seemed to be in their underwear.
Reload.
These fire effects maybe should last a little bit less time.
Hunter!
But then also you would want them to last a longer time. Because when you're using them to actually burn zombies, you want the fire to burn, but when it's in your way, you would want it to burn out fairly quickly, which honestly, that highlights a need for a middle ground ability that could put out fire.
Come on, this way.
Yeah.
What are those guys doing in those suits?
Reloading.
Got people up here running. I do think the
Cricket bat here.
movement effects are better now, like the pathfinding ability. That's what I mean to say. It does seem.
Grenade launcher here.
Alright, well, we are definitely going to take that. Even though that seems like that is a one-time per shot gun. We gotta try that at least once. So here you have a path that they've opened up for the zombies. Zombies clearly don't care about that. They clearly don't care about fall damage, so they'll just run wherever they want to run. But they still definitely just line up in lines when they're hoarding. Here we have an actual name store called Whitaker's Gun Shop. I was hoping that there might be an achievement for killing a bunch of people.
We got Molotovs.
If I
Throwing a pipe bomb.
throw a pipe bomb that is still there to pick up, where it felt like those kind of despawned if you drop something that wasn't originally there. Seeing more zombies just stuck on rails, which is cool and all. It's more environmental storytelling. Same with the name of the gun shop and it actually being named and Coach actually knowing something.
Guns. We got shit to shoot.
So we just have a massive amount of guns here, so I'm wondering if we are going to end up let's see.
Pipe bombs.
I still don't think these guys can carry pipe bombs. Coach is kind of the worst one to heal.
Hold still. Probably gonna regret this, but let me use this on you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like, the
Pistol.
thing here is I would like the AK-47, but this is just a great highlight for people who played the first game to see, oh yeah, there's laser sight upgrade, makes your guns more
Laser sights here.
accurate. So now I have a laser sight on the rocket launcher. And
Laser sights here.
yeah, theoretically you would want like an AK-47 or an M16. This one doesn't seem to. This is combat rifle, tactical shotgun, combat shotgun, hunting rifle. Is that what it's really called? Sometimes it doesn't seem to want to pop up the name on it. Cannot refill the ammo of this weapon, so my combat shotgun, sniper rifle. So yeah, real video game stuff.
Well, hello there. Why don't you grab yourself some of my guns and come on upstairs? I got something you can help me with.
Okay, God.
You don't get a sniper, a laser sniper.
Before I'd be headed to the mall for rescue, and I further guess you won't get there as the road is blocked.
See, he's back here.
Because I watch Caesar block it. So here's what I propose. I'm in need of some colas. You four run over there and procure some for me, and I'll clear the roadblock to the mall. Because I know that's where you're headed. And you ain't getting there without my help.
I've never killed zombies on a snack run, but today is the day of first. If you don't mind us using your guns to do it, we're good to go.
If they can be of service to you in your endeavor, please keep them.
So we have a real mission here we have to follow instead of just running from point A to point B.
Perhaps I should mention this being a limited time offer.
Now they really want us to move faster than I'd like to do it. Be ready to fight the horde.
Get ready, this is gonna set off the alarm.
So he said he needed codes, but I think he wants food.
Cricket bat here.
Cricket bat. Cola. Oh, he said colas.
I got his cola, let's go.
So I have to hold on to it while they are fighting the zombies.
Lighten it up.
So the cola
Got the cola.
seems to be fine.
Reloading. Got the cola.
So in single player, you end up doing the main thing here, which means you're not doing the fighting, which is fine. Where's the tanker? Over there.
Now you clear a path. Fire spit coming. Get out.
So yeah, there's just like a whole gameplay section there where one player had to have falling action and decides to just run the Coca-Cola to the gun shop owner. He's not the most nefarious character. Is this gonna have that dog? Yes, is that dog food? But he was kind of silly. We're probably never gonna see him again, which he's fine. I mean,
Ammo
as a
here.
character. There wasn't seemingly anything extra in this area to find. No secrets from the looks of it. The game does feel slightly different with all the melee weapons, though. That is just basically a completely different experience. It is trying to ape what we had seen in Dead Island, so I would assume that Dead Island came out kind of in between the development of Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2. I know Zombie U, as it originally was called, came out way later, so they weren't taking the idea of cricket bats as a melee weapon from that. Also, Zombie U is set in London, so the idea of cricket bats being around makes a lot more sense.
Reloading.
I think the desire to make this specific gun sound
Pipe bomb.
powerful is kind of a problem too.
Chase this, you zombie bastards!
What the hell? These things fireproof?
Are the people here fireproof? Is that the trick? I guess that's could be something different.
Bill's here.
Yeah. When you get these small hordes, it's not even really worth using a grenade launcher on it. Which I guess that makes a problem. So we've got an oxygen tank.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, I'm reloading.
That's more of an explosion, maybe slightly bigger than the propane tanks. The heads-up display assist that's pointing towards things points, I think, a little too prematurely and too often. I think that's a guy. This definitely feels like they are trying to change the experience somewhat more. Yeah, that was totally not worth it. So I don't... At the beginning of Left 4 Dead 1, it said 2 weeks after the infection. So I don't know if maybe this is taking place before the 2 weeks after the infection, whenever you would think the infection actually happened.
Thousand zombies trying to kill me, but I am really starting to like these things.
Reloading.
Refugee centers don't usually look this good.
But yeah, in the main game, we really didn't see any CETA tents or...
Hey, don't shoot the car.
Son of a bitch!
There we go. Yeah, the boomer's stomach shows. If it's not number in a group getting blown up by the grenade launcher, I then have to wonder if it is just a larger amount in total that you would want to blow up with a grenade launcher for an achievement, if there is an achievement at all. I just got knocked back really far.
Reloading.
Yep. At this point, it's fine. Like the thing you would want more of is like more levels versus longer levels.
Okay, we made it. Let's hope
Maybe
there's still
some
somebody
RPG
here.
elements, but you can't really do that in multiplayer without really creating something new and imaginative. But this definitely feels like way better of a game than Left 4 Dead 1 did. We'll also, I think, have to see if this game has a memory leak like Left 4 Dead 1, in which when I pause it in between this episode, whether it's going to crash or not, or if it has a save file. See, I'm still rocking this grenade launcher, which, and if you pick that up, you've got to take it with you to the end of the game pretty much. So yeah, you can, I guess we could look at the achievements we got. We got 3. We used the bio bomb on the tank, we killed a spitter before she was able to spit, and then this gnome alone achievement seems to have been something that you just get. Maybe this was something that just didn't unlock until later. Of course, surviving all the campaigns on experts, which this does highlight that the first 5 were the original 5 campaigns you get, or would have gotten, is not something I'm going to bother to try and do. And yeah, the most thing I'm peeved about here, it really feels like major improvement, like double the team and double the effort and double the ability via an improved source engine seems to have been implemented in Left 4 Dead. Also, Left 4 Dead 2 feels like maybe it's been procedurally improved over 11 years, so that, well, 12 years, if it came out in November 16, 2009. So they may have upgraded the graphics, they may have upgraded the engine, they may still be, even now, tinkering with it to make it a modern playable game, whereas Left 4 Dead 1 feels like it was fairly abandoned. You still will run into limiting amounts of entertainment if you're not really deep into the multiplayer concept or the concept of playing the scenarios over and over again. You're probably going to want to just do like I'm doing and playing it in single player in a linear fashion. And once you do all the scenarios once, that's pretty much all I think you would ever want to do. And yeah, we'll have to figure out if the new gameplay mechanics actually translate over to the old maps, because if they don't, then there's literally no reason to play the old maps. And if the new gameplay mechanics don't carry over to the new maps, then you would basically be getting everything that was available in Left 4 Dead 1 in Left 4 Dead 2, which at that point there's no point to buy Left 4 Dead 1, and you probably can't buy Left 4 Dead 1 on Steam if that was the case. You would think it would just be bundled together and you would get Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 at the same price. Anyways, so far so good. Does definitely feel like much more of an action game. It, though, potentially might be still slightly less interesting and almost certainly way shorter than Dead Island. And Dead Island was a decent zombie game that you would now replace with Dying Light, or Dying Light 2 whenever that comes out. And so Left 4 Dead needs to try and maintain itself or distinguish itself in some way, and if it was going to come back out. And that'll be interesting to see in the spiritual successor of the game, Back 4 Blood, whether when that comes out, whether it will have a lot of the gameplay mechanics of Left 4 Dead 2 that we've seen already, with a much larger selection of weapons and scopes and explosive items, or if it gets back to the core of Left 4 Dead 1 and there's actually very little variety there. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.